So I feel like every single person has asked himself the same question of, well, would I be better off without social media? And I think for the most part, a lot of people would. Now, it can always be driven to the question of, well, it depends how you use it. And to that, I would agree. However, I feel like social media for a lot of people just makes them there's more of a net negative than there is a positive a lot of the times. And I think for me at least, I found that when I use social media, I have gained value from social media. Social media, for context, is where I actually first discovered stuff around, for example, animal based eating. And since I've been doing that, that's helped me massively. Got a lot more clarity. I've just felt better physically as a whole. If I hadn't been on social media, if I hadn't been on this platform, I probably would have never found that out, or at least it would have taken me a while to find that out. So, there are a few examples which I can think of that it has helped me. But I can also think of countless examples where I've just wasted lots of time, or I spent lots of time which perhaps I wasn't really intending to spend on it. And I don't really want to make this video trying to give the point that social media is just inherently bad, right? I still use social media, I still watch, you know, entertainment stuff on there, right? But I think a lot of it is how intentional you are with it. One of the small changes I made just sort of beginning of this year is I basically got rid of all social media off my phone. Still got it on my laptop. That's all fine, right? If I want to watch YouTube or such, I'll just go on my laptop. Sure, it's a little bit, less inconvenient, but or more inconvenient, but the difference being is that instead of just opening up YouTube on my phone, on a somewhat regular basis, perhaps a handful or even more throughout the day, if I want to watch YouTube and I'm thinking of something I want to watch, at least I can be more intentional with it and I can, go on my laptop and then watch it. But it's stuff like that where it's almost having, I guess, maybe a few systems in place to just allow yourself to be a bit more intentional with things. I know for me, like I've been using things like app and website blockers on both my phone and my laptop over, I guess, probably the last year to just be a bit more intentional with what I can and can't access, for example, at certain times. I know, for example, on my laptop, I have, things like YouTube blocked and whatever for at least the morning, right? Because one of the worst things that I can do is wake up in the morning and when I want to get work done, instead start watching loads of content and stuff like that, right? It's just not going to help me. So, really, this video is more so just to say that, look, you can obviously hard quit social media. You can sort of get rid of it if you really want to. I think a lot of it is more so coming down to having more systems around how you use it, right? Being more intentional with how you use it. If you want to intentionally watch an hour of content at the end of every single day, I would rather that you blocked out time and you said, yeah, I'm going to do this, than let things like social media interrupt you, every single day throughout the day, right? Things like getting notifications, which for me, I've got pretty much notifications turned off on just about everything I can imagine, unless it's actually important, which is usually like messages, right? And so it's stuff like that where I'm finding that I just want to have a lot more peace, right? I don't want to be getting interrupted by notifications. I don't want things that are trying to pull me back in and such like that. And I think that's probably the better thing because I think if you can be more intentional with how you use social media, it's going to become less of a problem for you. Not saying you can't have problems with it, I still do as well. But I think it just becomes a lot better when you can set up those systems. But let me know your thoughts. I'm curious to know if you've actually got anything that you're doing at the moment that is allowing you to be a bit more intentional. But that said, I'll chat soon and take care.